Hi, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of WTF Talks. WTF stands for Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday Talks. One of those days each week, I will be posting a video of a different topic, so stay tuned. Today's topic is about feedback. A few of my clients have come to me with feedback questions, so I am here hoping to get your take on feedback. So, my definition, my interpretation of feedback is basically giving my opinion on a subject that they come to me about and giving them the reasons of my opinion. So, for example, if I have a teenage son who has never cooked a day in his life, and I come home to a giant pot of stew on the stove, and he is standing there next to it with a giant spoon, and go, Mom, try it. Tell me what you think. So, as I take a giant spoon of stew, and in my head, I'm like, oh, it's a little bland, probably needs salt. I can either convey that just like that to him, say, it's a little bland, you need more salt. Or I can say, hey, son, it's a little bland. One way of adding flavor to it is put salt in there because salt is a flavor enhancer. So now it's up to him to take in what I just said and see if that is right for him. I had given him the reason why I think he needs to add salt because it's bland. I had given him the reason why salt is a is the ingredient that needs to be added in there because it's a flavor enhancer. So he could take it as, Mom, you're crazy. I think it's flavorful. I'm not doing anything to it. Or he could be, oh my God, I've been waiting for you all day to tell me what to do with it because I just knew something was off. I didn't even know it was bland. I just didn't know what. I just thought it was bad. But great. Thank you for telling me that it's bland. And thank you for telling me what I need to add to it because I didn't know salt was a flavor enhancer. I just knew it needed something, right? So now he's learning. And everything about feedback, it's about learning. So you can take this scenario and use it into your personal or in your work. Someone might come up to you with a project and say, what do you think about this? And you will give them the reason why, what you think they should do, and why you think they should do it. And it's up to them to take it or not. And from the person on the receiving end, if you are the one asking for feedback, then you need to be very open minded because you have to know the person giving you the feedback is coming from a place, it's coming from a good place and not coming from a place of trying to put you down or try to criticize you. They really am trying to help you and trying to help you learn. Perhaps you may not agree with it, but you just have to be very open minded to take in what they're saying. Sometimes, we can hear things and that's not what you want to hear and be very defensive. But just remember, you asked for the feedback and they are giving it to you. And even though it's not something that you want to hear, you need to take a step back and say, okay, this is their opinion. This is why they're saying it. Let me take it back and digest it and see from back here instead of up here because you've been working on it for so long. You're up here. You need to take a step back and see, do I agree? And maybe you don't. And maybe you're like, oh my goodness, you're so right. And there are times you will get people who are giving you unsolicited criticism or feedback. You never ask for their opinions, but they want to tell it to you anyways. And these are the people that you can control. You can't control the other person. You can only control yourself. So when situations like this happens, you have to also remember that they're not coming from a place of putting you down. It has nothing to do with you. It's everything to do with them. They want to give the feedback. They want to sound important. They want to be heard. they want to contribute to whatever you're doing. It's them, not you. And perhaps you can think of a few phrases that you can say to these people the next time they give you unsolicited opinion, and it would just make it easier because sometimes this can be a trigger. And once you hear someone give you unsolicited feedback, you're making you all riled up inside. But when you recognize it, then you can, use one of the phrases that you come up for yourself and just say, you know what, thank you, and I will think about it, and that's the end of story. Whatever the phrase that you want to use, I'm just making it up. But just think of something that will work for you. And once you see the trigger, when it triggers you, you can just say it. And that's the end of the story. So I'm curious, what is your take on feedback? What are your experiences? Send me a message. I would like to chat. Until next time. Ciao.